Hello, my name is Pastor Kathy Kollar. I'm the pastor of Pleasant Valley Lutheran Church near Malabar Farm State Park and St. Paul Lutheran Church in Lucas, Ohio. Greetings. We are reading through the Bible with commentary. We are up to the book of First Chronicles, and it's a lot of names. So, like Samuel and Kings, Chronicles also was originally written as one book in ancient Hebrew, but then it got translated into Greek. When the entire world began to speak Greek, then the Hebrew Bible was translated into Greek in what is known as the Septuagint. And like Samuel and Kings, the book of Chronicles became two books, First and Second Chronicles. And some of it is a little repetitive. It sort of sums up a lot of what we've already read. Some of the material is clearly drawn from Samuel and from Kings. And it also, though, has more of a focus for the southern kingdom. So, as we read in the book of Kings, in particular, Samuel and Kings, Israel was divided after the King Solomon into Jeroboam in the north and Rehoboam in the south. The southern kingdom was primarily made up from Judah, quite a bit of Benjamin, but Benjamin, as we had read, had almost gotten wiped out and was a very small tribe. Judah was a very large tribe, and of course there's Levites because they are with the temple in Jerusalem. So the book of Chronicles really talks a lot about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi more than the other tribes, in part because by the time this book was written, the other tribes have been deported to Assyria, are gone. They've been disseminated out into the world and are gone. The southern kingdom managed to avoid that only by staving off the Assyrians, and then eventually the Babylonians defeated the Assyrians. So when the Babylonians then defeated Jerusalem, they were able to maintain their identity. And when the Persians then came and defeated the Babylonians, they allowed the Israelites to return to their kingdom. And at that point, most of the people from Israel were from Judah, which is why they're called Jewish, because of Judah. But they're not just from Judah. They're also from Benjamin and Levi, and probably even some of the other tribes as well. There were probably some refugees that landed in the south or that didn't get deported or that managed to stick with it. But the vast majority of the Israel people were from Judah, Levi, and Benjamin. And so the book of Chronicles really focuses on those three tribes. And it was probably written after they've been able to return to Jerusalem, probably. But it starts out with a lot of names. And as we've said before on this channel, it was, in this case, 2,500 years ago, well over 2,000 years ago. Who knows how they pronounced it? However way I pronounce it, it is not going to be correct. And I often encourage people when they are going to read the scripture in church, how do I pronounce this? Well, we can tell you maybe some of the accepted ways that people tend to pronounce things. There's not really a right way or a wrong way, because ancient Hebrew was so long ago that we can't even know that modern Hebrew even pronounces it the same way as what they would have pronounced it over 2,000 years ago. It's just mind-boggling how long ago, 2,000, really more than 2,000, 2,500 years ago or more, was just a long time. So some of these names, who knows? I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to trip over these names, and there's a lot of names. But if we're going to read through the Bible, we're going to read through the entire Bible, and that includes many chapters of many names. And every now and then I'll stop either to take a breath or I'll make a comment. Or in the case that we start from Adam, and it's why? Why are there all these names? Because Judah, well, really the person writing the book about Judah, Levi, and Benjamin is trying to show where they fit. That they, first off, that God created people going all the way back to Adam, and that these are people that were created by God. And it will hear like some of the people that are not Israelites, the Edomites who came from Esau, their names are in there too. But a lot of it is just, where does this even fit? And it's very well structured. There's 10 generations to Noah, I think, and then 10 generations to Abraham. There's a lot of structure. We probably won't spend a lot of time looking at that. So take a deep breath and let's see how this goes. It doesn't even say was the son of. It just says Adam, Seth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalalel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth. So those were descendants. Adam had Seth, etc. We're skipping Cain and Abel even. We're just going straight to Seth. The descendants of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshech, and Tyrus. The descendants of Gomer: Ashkenaz, Diphath, and Togarmah. The descendants of Javan: Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. The descendants of Ham: Cush, Egypt, Put, and Canaan. The descendants of Cush: Seba, Havilah, Sabta, Raama, and Sabtika. The descendants of Raama: Sheba and Dedan. Cush became the father of Nimrod. He was the first to be a mighty one on the earth. So the descendants of Noah, there were 3 of them, and so we're actually hearing about Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and they're doing them in opposite order. Japheth first, then Ham, which is where we got Egypt and the Canaanites. Egypt became the father of Ludim, Ananim, Lehabim, Nephtuhim, Pathrusim, Kasluhim, and Caphtorim, from whom the Philistines come. Canaan became the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Girgashites, the Hivites, the Archites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, and the Hamathites. The descendants of Shem: Elam, Ashur, Arpachshad, Lud, Aram, Uz, Hul, Gether, and Meshech. Arpachshad became the father of Shelah. Shelah became the father of Eber. To Eber were born 2 sons. The name of the one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and the name of his brother Joktan. Joktan became the father of Almodad, Sheleph, Hazarmavath, Jira, Hadoram, Uzal, Diklah, Ebal, Abimelel, Sheba, Ophir, Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the descendants of Joktan. Shem, Arpachshad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Reu, Serug, Nahor, Terah, Abram, that is Abraham. So they are basically tracing all the way down to Abram, who became Abraham. And at this part, he was doing the second first and then the firstborn. And now we're going to pick up from Abraham, verse 28. The sons of Abraham: Isaac and Ishmael. These are their genealogies. The firstborn of Ishmael: Nebaioth and Kedar, Adbeel, Mibsam, Mishma, Duma, Massa, Hadad, Tema, Jeter, Naphish, and Kedema. These are the sons of Ishmael. So the Jewish people came through the brother from Isaac, but the firstborn Ishmael also, they said, was going to become the father of many nations, and basically many of the Palestinians would trace back up through there. The sons of Keturah, Abraham's concubine. She bore Zimran, Joksan, Midian, Ishbak, and Shua. The sons of Jokshan: Sheba and Dedan. The sons of Midian: Ephah, Epher, Hanok, Abida, and Aldea. All these were the descendants of Keturah. So when they are fighting against the Midianites, they're basically fighting against their many times removed cousin. Verse 34, Abraham became the father of Isaac. The sons of Isaac: Esau and Israel. The sons of Esau: Eliphaz, Reuel, Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. The sons of Eliphaz: Teman, Omar, Zephi, Gatam, Kenaz, Timnah, and Amalek. The sons of Reuel: Nahath, Zerah, Shema, and Mizah. And as we're reading through these names, when we were back in Kings, these were some of the people that they were fighting, or some of the towns of places that they were fighting. Verse 38, the sons of Seir: Lotan, Shobal, Zibeon, Anna, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. The sons of Lotan, Hori, and Homam. And Lotan's sister was Timnah. The sons of Shobal, Alian, Manahath, Ebal, Shephi, and Onam. The sons of Zibeon, Aiah, and Anah. The sons of Anna, Dishon. The sons of Dishon, Hamron, Eshban, Ithran, and Chiran. The sons of Ezer, Bilhan, Zeavan, and Jaakan. The sons of Dishon, Uz, and Aaron. Verse 43, These are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the Israelites. Bela son of Beor, whose city was called Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jobab son of Zerah of Bozrah succeeded him. When Jobab died, Husham of the land of the Temanites succeeded him. When Husham died, Hedad son of Bedad, this is such a fun name, Hedad son of Bedad, who defeated Midian in the country of Moab, succeeded him, and the name of his city was Avith. When Hadad died, Samlah of Masrekah succeeded him. When Samlah died, Shaul of Rehoboth on the Euphrates succeeded him. When Shaul died, Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, succeeded him. When Baal-Hanan died, Hadad succeeded him. The name of his city was Pai. His wife's name was Mehetabel, daughter of Matred, daughter of Mezahab. And Hadad died. The clans of Edom were clans Timnah, Aliah, Jetheth, Aholibama, Elah, Pinan, Kenaz, Teman, Mibzar, Magdiel, and Iram. These are the clans of Edom. So, lots of names, lots of crazy hard to pronounce names. Lots of people I'm sure I mispronounced. But we have from Adam to Abraham, from Abraham down to Jacob. Chapter 2, verse 1. These are the sons of Israel: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The sons of Judah, Onan, and Shelah. These three the Canaanite woman Bathshua bore to him. Now Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and he put him to death. His daughter-in-law Tamar also bore him Perez and Zerah. Judah had 5 sons in all. Verse 5. The sons of Perez, Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Zerah, Zimri, Ethan, Heman, Calco, and Dara, 5 in all. The sons of Carmi, Achar, the troubler of Israel, who transgressed in the matter of the devoted things. And Ethan's son was Azariah. The sons of Hezron, who were born to him, Jeramiel, Ram, and Chelubai. Ram became the father of Abinadab, and Aminadab became the father of Nahshon, prince of the sons of Judah. Nahshon became the father of Salma of Boaz, Boaz of Obed, Obed of Jesse. And if you might remember, Boaz was the one who married Ruth when we read through the book of Ruth, and Jesse, of course, was the father of King David. Jesse became the father of Eliab, his firstborn, Abinadab the second, Shimea the third, Nathanael the fourth, Radai the fifth, Ozem the sixth, David the seventh. Back in Kings Samuel wasn't he the eighth? Well, different source of information, because way back in Samuel we also didn't hear the names of all of the sons. So maybe one died. At any rate, different sources of information, maybe. Verse 16, and their sisters were Zeruiah and Abigail. The sons of Zeruiah, Abishai, Joab, and Asahel. I always thought Zeruiah was a guy, but apparently Zeruiah was the sister of David. Interesting, because Abishai, Joab, and Asahel are kind of all over in the books of Kings, And well, if they were his nephews, no wonder David was very patient with them and didn't punish them more than he did. Abigail bore Amasa, and the father of Amasa was Jether the Ishmaelite. Verse 18, Caleb, son of Hezron, had children by his wife Azubah and by Jerioth, and these were her sons, Jesher, Shobab, and Ardon. When Azubah died, Caleb married Ephrath, who bore him Hur. Hur became the father of Uri. Uri became the father of Bezalel. Verse 21, Afterward Hezron went into the daughter of Machir, father of Gilead, whom he married when he was 60 years old. She bore him Segub. And Segub became the father of Jair, who had 23 towns in the land of Gilead. But Geshur and Aram took from them Havoth Jair, Kenath, and its villages, 60 towns. All these were descendants of Machir, the father of Gilead. After the death of Hezron and Caleb Ephrathah, Abijah's wife Hezron bore him Asher, the father of Tekoa. So the Gideonites, no wonder are Gileadites. There's a lot of them because there's a bunch of towns. Verse 25, the sons of Jeremiel, the firstborn of Hezron, Ram, his firstborn, Bunah, Oram, Ozem, and Ahijah. Jeremiel also had another wife, whose name was Aterah, and she was the mother of Onam. The sons of Ram, the firstborn of Jeremiel, Maels, Jamin, and Eker. The sons of Onam, Shemai, and Jada. The sons of Shemai, Nadab, and Abishur. The name of Abishur's wife was Abihail, and she bore him Aben and Molid. The sons of Nadab, Seled, and Appiam, and Seled died childless. The son of Appiam, Ishai. The son of Ishai, Shishan. The son of Shishan, Alai. The sons of Jada, Shammai's brother, Jether and Jonathan, and Jether died childless. Are we almost done? Oh my gosh, this is going to be a rough stretch. But if we're going to read through the Bible, we're going to read through the Bible. Oh dear, where was I? Verse 33. The sons of Jonathan, Peleth and Zaza. These were the descendants of Jeremiel. Now Shishan had no sons, only daughters, but Shishan had an Egyptian slave whose name was Jarha. So Shishan gave his daughter in marriage to his slave Jarha, and she bore him Attai. Attai became the father of Nathan, and Nathan of Zabad, and Zabad the father of Ephlah, and Ephlah of Obed. Obed became the father of Jehu, Jehu of Azariah, Azariah became the father of Helez, and Helez of Eleasa. Eleasa became the father of Sismai, and Sismai of Shallum. Shallum became the father of Jechemiah, Jechemiah of Elishama. Verse 42. The sons of Caleb, brother of Jeremiel, Misha his firstborn, who was father of Ziph. The sons of Marisha, father of Hebron. The sons of Hebron, Korah, Tapua, Rechem, and Shema. Shema became the father of Raham, the father of Joachim, and Rechem the father of Shemai. The son of Shemai, Maon, and Maon was the father of Bethzur. Ephrath also, Caleb's concubine, bore Haran, Moza, and Gazez, and Haran became the father of Gazez. The sons of Jadai, Regem, Jotham, Geshan, Pelet, Ephah, and Sheaph. Maacah, Caleb's concubine, bore Sheba and Tirhana. She also bore Sheaph, father of Madmana, Sheva, father of Machbena, and the father of Gibeah. The daughter of Caleb was Aksah. These were the descendants of Caleb. Why are we reading about Caleb? Because he was the one of the sons of Judah. And these are the people from Judah. And a lot of Chronicles is concerned about the tribe of Judah. So all of these people would have been basically tying into the story of where they came from. And these are all of their different tribes, which is still a lot. So we're at verse 50. These were the descendants of Caleb. The sons of Hur the firstborn of Ephrathah, Shobal father of Kiriath Jearim, Salma father of Bethlehem, Yes, that is the same as the name of the town because the towns are named after the people. And Hariph, father of Beth-Gader, Shobal, father of Kiriath-Jearim, had other sons, Haroah, half of Menuhoth, and the families of Kiriath-Jearim, the Ithrites, the Puthites, and the Shumanites, the Misharites. From these came the Zorathites and the Eshtaolites, the sons of Salma, Bethlehem, and Netophilites, Atroth Beth-Joab, and half of the Manahathites, the Zorites. The families also of the scribes that lived at Jabez, the Tirathites, the Shimonites, the Sukkothites. These are the Kenites that came from Hamath, father of the house of Rechab, which is just a lot. So it says here that father could also mean founder, so that this would explain these cities that come from these people that were descended, and that they were the founder of those cities or they were the father of those cities, either way. So this brings the first 2 chapters, and the next couple are going to also be lots of names. And you should just come on here to laugh at Pastor Kathy trying to butcher all of these very ancient names. But application, how does one apply that that we are descended from people before us? Our family lines matter, where we come from matters, and feeling like we are tied into and a part of the whole story matters, which is why the Chronicles covers a lot of the genealogy, at least according to the footnotes that I read, was that they're trying to help the readers understand their place in the bigger picture, and to say, okay, we are of this tribe, of this family, of the tribe of Judah, which is one of the 12 sons of Israel or Jacob, who came through all the way back to Adam, and how they connect even to the enemies, the Edomites and the Moabites, and where do those people come from? Oh yeah, that's right. When Abraham had a nephew, and that was Ammonites and the Moabites. And when Abraham had another son, Ishmael, and all of the people that came from there. When Jacob and, not Jacob, Jacob and his brother Caleb, which were all these people from Caleb, and I just think I just said that all wrong, that I was saying that they were from Judah. Well, some of them were, and some of them were also just these branches of the family, and how they all connected in together. And we're not going to get into that, because at least I'm not of this branch of the family. But it's still interesting and a challenge, and we'll get through the next few chapters and get back to storytelling eventually. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord look at you with favor and give you peace, and help you to get through all of this with me. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go in peace. Like, subscribe, comment. Stick it out. We'll get through these names and into the more interesting parts eventually. Thanks for being here.